Good morning. How are we? My name is Jason Sams. I'm used to getting preached at by my dad, but today I get to preach at him. You might have heard my papa has cancer. We have been praying for him. Can you please pray for him? He is a great papa. We have a lot of fun with him. He is really funny. He is happy. He is a happy person. He's a good example for me. He is really close to the Lord. This has been a tough time. It has also been a good time because he trusts the Lord. That reminds me of a story in the Bible. My favorite story in the Bible is about David and Goliath. David loved God. David was a young man like me. The Israelites were being challenged by the Philistines. The Philistines had a hero named Goliath. The Bible says he was 9 feet 6 inches tall. That's like 2.5 of me. The wood on the back of the stage is just 8 feet tall. The Philistines told the Israelites to send someone to fight their champion, but the Israelites were scared. They didn't know who to pick. Goliath shouted at the Israelites for 40 days, but no one fought him. But one day, David came to the battlefield to give his brothers food, and he heard Goliath shouting. David asked, "Who is this man that he defy the armies of the living God?" He said, "I will go and fight him." 1 Samuel 17:40-50 says, "He took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand approached the Philistine. Meanwhile, the Philistine, with his shield barrier in front of him, kept coming closer to David. He looked David over and saw that he was a little more than a boy, glowing with health and handsome, and he despised him. He said to David, 'Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?' And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. 'Come here,' he said, 'and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals.' David said to the Philistine, 'You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. This very day I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds and the wild animals, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands.' As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine and killed him. The young man David, he killed the giant. Have you ever had giants in your life? My papa has. Is any one of you facing a hard time? Illness, family struggle, loneliness, death of someone you love? The story of David and Goliath teaches me that when God is on my side, then I can face any giant in my life. I learned that God is bigger than any giant. Do you believe that? I do. My father does. My papa does. And my family does. If you believe that, then with God's help, you can defeat giants too. Thank you.